Come on, you look like you need a little adventure.
What does that mean?
It'll be fun, it'll be a thrill. Something stupid, something bad for you, just something different.
For a long time, Logan Huntsberger was my least favorite of Rory's boyfriends. I was actually a teenager when Gilmore Girls was originally airing, watching episodes week to week as they came out. And because this was before the way we discuss TV now, I wasn't really seeing the broader conversation around the show in real time. It wasn't like today where you finish an episode and immediately see 1,000 opinions online, which is very much my experience right now watching Euphoria. Is anyone else watching that, by the way? At the time, I was just going off my own gut reaction, and for whatever reason, I gravitated towards Jess. Older me feels differently. Welcome to another episode of Pexposure. I'm Pecky, and I love to psychoanalyze myself through characters I watch in film and TV. So if you find yourself relating a little too deeply to fictional people, this channel might be for you. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of my uploads. I know the Gilmore Girls boyfriend debate is its own thing. People have argued about Dean, Jess, and Logan for years. But I do think the conversation has shifted a lot over time. I don't remember the contempt for Dean being this strong before, or even for Rory for that matter. Logan had gotten most of the heat, at least in my friend circle. Then, as the show became more available to new audiences through Netflix, it felt like more people started looking back and realizing there were other characters who deserved more criticism. Every one of Rory's boyfriends has real flaws. Rory has flaws too, as do we all. But I didn't dislike Logan because of who he was. I disliked him because of what he represented. By the time Logan shows up, Rory has already started to feel really different. The whole show feels different because the dynamic shifted when she got to Yale. She isn't just the girl from Stars Hollow anymore. She's spending more time around wealth, status, parties, secret societies, the kind of world Lorelai spent her entire adult life trying to escape. And I think I subconsciously blamed Logan for that shift. He became the face of a version of Rory I wasn't ready to accept. When we first meet Rory, she feels so tied to the original emotional world of the show. She's the girl with the books, the coffee, the movie nights, the small town routines. Her ambition feels pure in those early seasons. She wants to read, do well in school, and make something of herself. And because she's surrounded by Stars Hollow, all of it feels warm and cozy. Her relationship with Dean is wrapped up in that early version of the show. Even as he becomes more controlling and frustrating over time, early Dean still belongs to that world. That changes when Rory reconnects with Dean in seasons 4 and 5. By then, they're not the same people anymore. Rory is at Yale, Dean is married, the innocence is gone.
God, Lindsay!
Every time they interact, there's this bad taste over the whole thing.
I don't want to go parading our relationship all over town.
I didn't say...
I don't need to rub Lindsay's nose in it any more than I already have, okay?
I wasn't trying to rub Lindsay's nose in anything.
That storyline has always felt wrong to me. So when I say Dean feels connected to old Rory, I really mean early Dean, seasons 1 and 2. By seasons 4 and 5, their reunion doesn't bring old Rory back. It actually makes it clear that she's already gone.
It was fun for a while there, though, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Like the old days.
like the old days.
Jess is different, but he still fits into that original emotional world. He brings conflict and tension, but he's also connected to Luke's diner and to Rory's love of reading. He's frustrating, emotionally unavailable, and often not a good boyfriend, but he still feels like the part of the show's original language. And Jess gets one of the clearest growth arcs on the show. He leaves Stars Hollow as this angry, reactive teenager, and when he comes back, he has a life and a direction. He's no longer just pushing back against everything around him. Because of that, every time he reappears in Rory's life, I see little glimmers of her earlier self too. He's a one boyfriend who seems to remind her, and us, of who she used to be.
Isn't school in session?
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't you living on campus?
Because I'm not going.
You graduate already, Doogie?
Logan comes in with a completely different energy. old money, privilege, entitlement, and I don't think he ruined Rory. I don't even think he changed her as much as I used to believe, but he arrived at the exact moment when she became harder for me to recognize. The central tension of Gilmore Girls has always been between Lorelai's world and her parents' world. Lorelai leaves wealth and social performance behind to build something different. Stars Hollow becomes the alternative, and Rory is raised inside that alternative. So I always wanted to believe that she could move through elite spaces without being shaped by them, and she could go to Chilton and Yale, benefit from that world without fully belonging to it.
This is all the stuff I ran away from. I just assumed you'd be running with me.
Well, I would, but I heard debutantes don't run.
Logan makes that harder to believe, because with Logan, Rory starts to look comfortable there. Being with him made Rory feel less like the girl from Stars Hollow and more like someone who could actually belong in the world Lorelai rejected. When Mitchum tells Rory she doesn't have what it takes to be a journalist, what follows is one of the biggest turning points in her character. She steals the yacht with Logan, drops out of Yale, moves into the pool house, joins the DAR, and starts living this strange, suspended version of adulthood. Technically doing things, but hiding from the life she was supposed to be building. And Logan is there for all of it. That doesn't mean he caused all of it, though, even though Lorelai thinks he did. And sometimes it feels like we were supposed to side with Lorelai automatically.
Let's take inventory of all the delightful things that have happened since you waltzed into my daughter's life. She was arrested, convicted, she's on probation, she'll have a criminal record unless we can get it expunged. She dropped out of school, moved out of my house. She didn't speak to me for 5 months, 3 weeks, and 16 days. No, wait a minute, come to think of it, you are my favorite person.
Okay, I could defend myself on 1 or 2 of those points as well.
But Rory makes her own choices. It was her idea to steal the yacht. She chooses to retreat into her grandparents' world instead of facing the fact that one person's criticism completely shattered her sense of self. Logan just happens to be standing next to her when it happens.
I give you 1 month.
To do what?
Before you're back in school, 1 month.
You are wrong.
You love school.
Not anymore.
I didn't tell you to quit Yale. You did that.
When Jess comes back and asks Rory why she dropped out of Yale, it feels like someone is finally saying what we'd all been waiting to hear.
This isn't you. You going out with this jerk? With a Porsche? We made fun of guys like this. Being in the DAR, no Yale. Why did you drop out of Yale?
But looking back, it feels a little more complicated to me personally. I also wonder if he's a little attached to an old version of Rory too.
I know you better than anyone. This isn't you.
Maybe he's also missing who she was. That's exactly how I felt as a viewer. I wanted old Rory back. The version who felt separate from Emily and Richard's world, even when she was benefiting from it. But maybe that was never the full picture. She always cared about approval and being seen as exceptional. Part of her identity is built around being the girl who gets praised by adults.
Rory's special.
Yes, exactly. Rory is special.
Who gets into the best schools, who's treated like she's destined for something great. That doesn't make her bad, that makes her human. That's why Logan is such an interesting figure in her arc. He's the person who was there when she became harder to idealize. But there are also moments where he's a good partner to her. He respects her intelligence, takes her seriously, supports her ambitions, encourages her, and takes risks.
But for this one, you make your decision based on what you want for you. You do what you want.
Okay.
He understands pressure and expectation in a way Dean and Jess don't always fully grasp. When I was younger, I never gave him credit for any of that. Instead, I wanted Logan gone because I wanted early Gilmore Girls back. I wanted Rory to still feel like the girl we met at the beginning, because that version of her made the world of the show feel safe. But people don't go back to being who they were at 16. They grow up, disappoint you, make choices that don't fit the version of them you had in your head. They enter new worlds, and sometimes those worlds bring out the parts of them that were always there. But you can't bring someone back to who they used to be, and that's such a strange part of growing up. whether it's fictional characters, people in your real life, or even yourself. Sometimes you miss an old version of someone so much that you start resenting the version standing in front of you. But people don't stay frozen in the version of themselves that made us feel comfortable. They change, become more complicated, make choices we wouldn't have chosen for them, get shaped by things we can't control. Rory doesn't stay the girl from Stars Hollow forever. That growth isn't always charming or inspiring. Sometimes it's messy and frustrating and hard to watch. And maybe that's what I was really reacting to with Logan. He became the person standing next to her when I realized the version of Rory I loved wasn't coming back. But the older I get, I actually think that's what makes her arc interesting. Rory becomes more human when she becomes harder to idealize. Accepting her means accepting all of her. The sweet version from Stars Hollow, the ambitious version, entitled and lost version, and the version who has to figure out who she is after the life she imagined starts to crack. So I started writing this video debating whether Logan is Rory's best or worst boyfriend, and it turned into something else. And I realized it's about the feeling of wanting someone to go back to who they used to be, and realizing that sometimes what you're really longing for is a time that just doesn't exist anymore. I wanted old Rory back. But old Rory was always going to grow up. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I've really been enjoying making videos on here lately, so I just wanted to say thank you for letting this be such a safe space to share my thoughts and feelings. Your comments have been so lovely to read, and it means a lot to see people understanding what I'm trying to say. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in another video soon. Bye guys!